Hello? Are we live? Are we live?
I don't
think we are.
I don't think we are.
Okay.
It says minus 44, so...
Hello?
Oh!
Are we live? Are we live? I don't want to get awful feedback. This is the usual. No?
No.
Okay, well, I'm assuming we are live. Is there anyone saying... Ah, yes, we are. B saying we are.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So we knew this was going to be interesting. Thank you very much for watching. It's our first live broadcast, as you could possibly tell.
Yes. We are live after all.
We are live. Wonderful. So we're just going to do a sort of a little quick rundown of
what we're up to.
what we're up to. Yeah, we'll
what
try
we've
and keep
got
it.
planning.
We're going to try and keep it brief. I hope everyone's coping okay with coming out of lockdown. I think a lot of people coming out of lockdown now, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, there's sort of frustration and all sorts of things out there in the wild world. But yes, hope you're coping well.
Yeah, so one of the first things we wanted to talk about is something that was done for the lockdown, which was Affinity Lockdown 2020, which essentially was Affinity's a software company. They make something that's sort of the alternative to Photoshop.
The whole sort of, well, much of the Adobe suite. So a lot of it is instead of.
Yeah. And so to get people through the lockdown and also to display their software and showcase their software to people, they wanted some professionals to do... I don't know why you find that funny.
They picked up.
To go ahead and do like a tutorial showing the software and how we use it. So I did a little session showing basically how we go about adding textures to our...
that's where he came from. So Trevor made the lemur.
Oh, yes.
You're just looking where I was pointing.
I haven't quite got used to this yet.
The lemur is something that Trevor made for Affinity. So he spoke about how that he did all the textures for that within the piece,
Yes.
and they did a little drawing of us.
Yeah, to sort of publicise it, they did illustration of each of us, and well, we weren't too sure about it. It was slightly shocked.
No, I think I might be a bit vain. Because I kind of didn't think this looked like us, but no one else has got a problem.
No one else has got a problem.
What you think.
So prepare yourself. It was this. I'm sure I don't look like that, do I?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't have that enormous crevice in the middle of my head. Yeah.
But there we go. Anyway, so we have put a little link, haven't we?
We have, yes.
Below. So
that links to the whole playlist because I was just one of many professionals.
You went out on the 29th of May, sorry, and so they had it throughout the whole month of May. So there's 31 sessions on there, so there might be something of interest.
Absolutely.
And you can look out for this wonderful photo.
Yes, you'll be able to tell exactly which one is ours. I can't believe the expression on your face there. Something else we wanted to talk about. Gaudo's Gift.
Gaudo's Gift, of course. Of course, all of you know all about Gaudo's Gift. It's been out on Apple for a while. And we've always wanted to get it onto... So more people can see. We've always wanted to get it onto Android devices. But that means making an app. Making it into an app. And we have got quotes from a very, very good...
Yeah, so
very nice
app developers
company. And it's £6,000.
Yeah,
so,
which isn't too bad as far as apps go, but all they need to do really is to transfer what is actually at the moment an ebook into an app. So there's a lot of the interactivity and stuff is already there.
Yeah, so they're repackaging it, basically.
Yeah, so we're contemplating how we go about that, and I think at some point we're considering crowdfunding.
Yeah.
I have looked into how I might do it myself. I have used development software before for other things. So I just want to delve into that and see if it's something that I could
I
achieve.
think you could achieve it. It's just a matter of
It's a matter
how
of the time.
long.
Yeah.
Because the other plan we have, we've got lots of fantastic plans, obviously. All of them need money or time. But the other one is, what if we could make it into this gorgeous, proper, wonderful printed object book for everyone?
Yes.
That would be the ultimate. And then the next idea on top of that was, what if we could do augmented reality, so you could put your device at it and then it could come alive, so you'd show the animation. But still, if that didn't work for any reason, you still got a wonderful book.
Yeah.
So
that makes a lot of sense,
all
because once again we've done all the animations and all the interactivity, so that would be almost layered on top when you look at the book through a device.
yeah,
So augmented reality, a lot of people know about that, but it would mean that the book itself, without the augmented reality, would still work as a lovely printed book. So we'd really like to get into print, wouldn't we?
yeah. So those are the plans for Gado's Gift. So kind of watch out for how we do go about it. We'll let you know through more of these sessions, actually, won't we? Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Don and Jill are on here.
Oh, hello.
Hello. All right. Hello.
Hello,
Jill.
everyone. Actually,
Hello,
I didn't
everyone.
wave. Sorry.
Rosie. Lovely. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about, just general animation work. So the sort of client work that we've been getting in, that's been sort of supporting all the other stuff that we do.
Yeah, because I don't think anyone actually is aware of what it is we are doing, as well as
Yeah.
these other pieces. So go.
No, exactly. So you can see the some of the shots that we've been doing, playing through now. So a lot for book trailers.
Yeah, so working for authors, publishers, musicians.
Yeah.
So it's basically animating third-party artwork. So it's not our artwork. So it's a very different field to what we consider our style, but it's taking on other people's and animating.
Yeah, which is pretty good. It's really nice work to get in, because obviously the artwork's already there. So we don't have a long drawn out process of doing our own artwork and then to and fro that has. The artwork is already there in many cases. So we've gone about we've developed a page on our website that's much more structured. There's 2 pricing bands on there. So there's a much more affordable band that just uses the existing artwork, and they're sort of shorter
So
trailers,
this
more
kind
compact
of-
trailers,
this kind of one.
that sort of thing. And then there's a higher band that's more for more longer narrative
Mini trailer,
trailers,
yeah.
that we storyboard. And there's lots
Oh,
of
yeah,
bigger
storyboard.
process involved, really.
I forgot to get the story.
So yeah, well, don't worry. Yeah, so we do it. We start to finish. We look after the process. So that's just to give you a little taste of the sort of thing we do. There's a link to the cover artwork animation page
Yeah, in
the description.
in the list. And so there's then, and also we do have another Instagram account, which is all about that. So that's Tapocketa Animation Studio. I'll have to remember that.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Yes. And of course, the next thing that we want to discuss
Is yes,
The
our
Locksmith.
wonderful new project called The Locksmith, that we premiered the trailer we made over in Nashville last year at the Digital Book World. That's where we won all those prizes the year before.
Mhm.
So we went and did a talk, which was fantastic, really good
Yeah.
place to go, really lovely people to meet. And this is where we first showed The Locksmith. So I'm doing lots of writing on this at the moment, trying to work
Yes.
out the story. Basically, it's about...
It's set in sort of, at the moment, it's set in 19th century Bavaria.
that kind of region.
That
maybe
kind of
the
region
Black
is
Sea
really
kind
sort
area.
of rich for imagery. So we're kind of really excited about that. And it's basically it's still in the publication format. So there's still a book that you work your way through, a digital book. To progress through the book and unlock more chapters of the movie that plays out, you have to unlock each page, and each page has a fiendish set of mechanisms that you have to unlock.
So the idea is that basically it's sort of the birth of psychology, that sort of
Modern psychology, yeah.
Modern psychology, yes. Sort of 19th century.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea is that you're unlocking sort of memories,
Mm-hmm.
or there is memories being unlocked
Yes.
through doing the puzzles on the page, and then you're sort of rewarded by that, by the movie.
Yes.
And that gives you hints and clues as to what you need to know for the next lock, and then the next lock, and then that's how the story progresses. So I've been doing loads of work sort of dreaming up different characters that Trevor started doing some drawings for. You can see that.
Yes, just about. If I could put it onto the big...
And, oh yeah, here we go.
Probably better. Yeah.
They're really beautiful drawings, and I'm sort of thinking up all these. There's some fantastic characters and how they interact and how they, you know.
Yeah,
it's a big mystery basically. So it is very exciting.
It's really cool. So we're going to be posting more about that. So a lot of you already signed up to our email list, but it's a really good way of us updating you on what we're doing. So there'll be more drawings, more sort of concept art, more snippets of story, and we will want to get people's feedback as well as we go.
And also sort of some of the things we're finding inspiring us. So there's some fantastic etchings, and there's sort of contraptions, and it's such a fantastic time that we're gonna try and show you and get you part of the whole process. So that's the idea, that we're starting early days on this. We're still making it up. We're still making the story. We're still, you know, thinking it through. But we want to involve people right from the beginning. So that's that.
And there was another project. That we want to just touch on. We've got which way is it? There, Origins, which was this. I think we've talked to some people about this. It's about plants. House plants specifically.
Plants in your home, yeah.
Plants in your home. And it's something that very often when they talk about plants, it's usually to do with gardens and things like that. So there is stuff on house plants, but it's not hugely explored areas, not as much as gardens are. But we thought it'd be really interesting to explore how each house plant, what is its origins, where does it live in its natural habitat.
The sort of stories behind it and how it came to be, where you're sharing your home with these amazing plants from all over the world. So it's sort of connecting cultures, people, places and plants.
Yes. So, and we thought that was cool to animate as well. So we'd have it as an interactive thing, and as soon as you click on the plant, it might go from being in its living room to suddenly in a tropical rainforest, where you could see it sort of suddenly downpour, and you could see what environment it would actually naturally be living in, and that helps you understand a lot better about
the environment you're providing. Yeah,
exactly. So having said all that, we put it on a back burner, and the reason we've done that is obviously because we've got too much other stuff going on. We've
got an awful lot on, and also we're still working out where the crossover is between plants and planty people. I'm a very planty person. We've got plants everywhere in this house, but the crossover between that and technology, they're not necessarily obvious sort of crossover there. So we're still trying to work out that kind of element. So it's in the back of our heads as we work on these other things, but it's certainly if you have any sort of brilliant stories or interesting stories about plants, I'd be very, very interested. Yeah,
because we haven't abandoned it by any means. It's just and so we are still collecting stories and interesting links that we might pursue. So if you do have any knowledge of any kind of links with certain organisations that would be useful, then certainly.
Or a mad plant. I've got a completely mad plant. I don't think it is meant to look how it looks. It only looks like that because I've looked after it. Yeah. So, poor thing.
So that's.
Is that
it's
That
pretty much
is
our
a
roundup.
rundown, yes.
We said it would be short and sweet. So, I mean, we wanted to dip our toe. This is the first time we've done live. So we hope it didn't go wrong. We can't tell whether it's
No.
quite disconcerting. We can't actually tell.
All I
whether
can
it's
see
gone
is
out.
us. So,
But yeah, thank you very much. If you've tuned in to this live, that's fantastic. The more the merrier. We're gonna do more of these, aren't we?
yeah.
Because it's great to sort of just have that direct contact with people. So yeah, if you have any questions, subscribe to our YouTube. So there's a subscribe button down there. If you haven't already subscribed to YouTube, then that's a great way of getting updates.
Yeah.
Or there's also a link to our mailing list in the
list.
description. There's lots of links down there,
Yeah.
so just
And
have a
there's
peruse.
we're on Instagram as Tapocketa, Tapocketa Studio Animation,
You've got down this road now. You've got to remember them all.
Twitter, a little bit of Facebook,
A little bit of Facebook, yeah,
and YouTube, of course.
and YouTube. So thank you very much. That's wonderful.
Thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
Thanks for tuning
soon.
in.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. "18 minutes.